On this edition of Kababayan Today, our American Dreams segment with attorney Aquino, plus fashion designer Poy Quiñones on making a fresh start here in America. That's all next on Kababayan Today.
Po sa inyong lahat, ako po si G. Tonji at kasama natin para magbigay ng impormasyon tungkol sa legalidad ng imigrasyon ay si Allison Aquino-Silva. Simulan na natin kaagad ang pag-uusapan natin tungkol sa mga taong biktima ng domestic abuse na naghahanap ng tulong sa mga visa. These are individuals that are seeking visa relief as a victim of domestic violence based entirely on non-physical or psychological and emotional abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome from Aquino and Loew, here on the show, Attorney Allison Aquino-Silva. Hello, Attorney.
Good afternoon, Giselle.
Hi.
Such an honor to be here with you today.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank
Okay, so pag-usapan na natin kaagad. As we know, sa kultura ng Pilipino, hindi po natin pinag-uusapan na binubugbog po ako ng asawa ko. Right? We don't talk about this because it's cultural.
Exactly.
Right? So it's very difficult to come out in the open, and most especially, there are a lot of Filipinos that are undocumented.
Yeah.
So they're scared to seek for help. What are the options available to them?
Exactly. And that's a very good way of putting the dilemma that individuals are faced with. And victims of domestic violence, as you point out, they are already suffering because of the abuse that they're encountering, let alone their immigration situation. And what many individuals do not realize is that there are visas that are available for victims of domestic violence. And part of the main problem, or one of the problems really, is are individuals not recognizing that they are victims of domestic violence.
Yes, so let's classify that. Let's identify ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng domestic abuse. Is this when binubugbog ka lang, physical? Do you have to be able to show that you have bruises? What are the telltale signs, and what are the different kinds of abuse?
Exactly. And that is the way that most people identify domestic violence, is through the physical abuse.
Right.
But the main point that individuals should take away from this is that it is not just physical abuse. As far as immigration is concerned, individuals can apply for visas entirely based on non-physical abuse.
Okay, let's talk about that. This is very interesting.
Yes.
Non-physical abuse, meaning someone doesn't have to hit another person.
Not at all. What immigration classifies as domestic violence are those who suffer what's called extreme cruelty. So within that definition falls completely psychological abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse. So the physical abuse is the classic way that people identify domestic violence, but individuals also need to recognize that there is the non-physical abuse, so people who undergo the completely psychological trauma, such as, for example, there was a recent court case where an individual was granted a visa entirely based on non-physical abuse. So in this court case, the individual's husband had subjected her to abuse in the form of because of his alcoholism and because of his gambling. So in this particular case, the individual was able to get a visa because she was able to demonstrate how his alcoholism caused her to be socially isolated from friends and family, how his alcoholism caused him to endanger himself and also others when he would be driving and out in situations. She was also able to demonstrate how his alcoholism caused him to worsen his gambling addiction. And so it led to long-term psychological, emotional, financial distress. And part and parcel with domestic violence are individuals who use the visa situation as a threat.
Right, because
for their
hindi kita
spouse.
bibigyan ng papeles dahil ganito, ganyan, ganyan. So let's walk through the steps of what someone would have to do if they are in this situation. What visas are available to them?
So individuals, there's both a green card and also a temporary visa known as a U visa.
So wait a minute, you can get a green card even if you're a victim of domestic abuse?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Precisely because immigration knows that you shouldn't have to suffer.
Right.
You should not have to be stuck in a situation where you think, I need to be with this person so that I can resolve my immigration matter.
I see. And what about the U visa? What does that entail?
And so the U visa is a temporary visa that is eligible to those who are not married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, whereas the green card requires...
So you don't even have to be married to someone as long as you're in a relationship with them?
Correct.
And if you're suffering abuse, either physical or psychological, you're able to get a U visa, which is temporary, but after that, what happens?
The U visa eventually can qualify you for a green card. So that's
amazing.
the first step in legalizing your status.
Thank you so much, Attorney Allison, for coming on the show. This is so informative.
Thank you, Giselle.
I really suggest that if you know someone that's going through this situation, please tell them to open up to someone, talk to a lawyer. Attorney Allison Aquino can help you. She's from Aquino and Loew. And really, you have options available to you. So don't suffer and don't be quiet about it. Maraming salamat for giving us that informative information, because we all need to know about all this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Giselle.
All right, when we come back, kasama natin si Puy Quiñones. He is a man who is starting his dreams here in America. Don't go away. Dito lang po sa Kababayan Today.